welcome back to another video. What I want to do today is talk about the good things that fibro has brought into my life and just like the good positive things that fibro has presented to me. I have a list, as always. The first thing, and I think is the most important one probably, is gratitude. When you have no strength and when you can't do anything for yourself and when you're at that point, like very low point, you realize how the people around you are helping you, or how great it is to have a home to live in, and how great it is for, heating and air conditioning and things like that. And you're just grateful to be alive, and you're just grateful that you have people around you who are willing to help, and you have, the means to be able to go to the doctor and be able to buy your own medication and all of this kind of stuff. It's not that before we were ungrateful. I just think it brings you a level of gratitude that is just a lot deeper and a lot more intricate and a lot more ever present in your life. Because even when I'm feeling better, I still am like so grateful that I'm feeling better. And when I get to go and do things and activities, I am just so happy that I get to do that. The next thing is actually truly learning to listen to my body. I think that I was pretty good at this before. My profession, or the thing that I was doing, was very physical, and it was very important that we listened to our body, and that we had very, I think dancers have, and athletes in general, have very good body awareness. So I think I was pretty good at that already, but ever since getting sick, I just can distinguish types of pain so easily, and I just am so much better at like knowing that I'm tired and I need to stop, or I need to push through. I've just like learned to listen and truly, give my body what it needs, or like try to. Being sick has made it so that actually listening to my body is something that I do every day. And instead of like planning my day and then forcing my body to do what I want, I actually do the opposite every day. Instead of having the plan and then making my body do it, it's the opposite. I wake up and I assess how my body is feeling, and then I have to plan my day according to that. I think that's actually a good thing, because I have just a better understanding of what my limits are and what my body is asking of me. Number 3 is actually putting yourself first. And the word actually is very important in here, because this is something that, again, we all think we do. Like, we all think we're grateful, but then when actually comes down to it, maybe we're not as grateful as we think we are. Now, with this trend of self-care, which is a great trend, but I'm just saying it is sort of a trend to look after ourselves right now, or to preach self-care. We're like, yeah, I look after myself, and I put myself first. But then when we're sick, we realize that we don't, especially at the beginning, when you're still figuring out your limits and you're still figuring out like what the hell is going on. A lot of times we basically think that we can push through to do things for other people. And maybe that's not a good idea. And maybe I don't need to push through to go and do something for somebody else. And I've learned to truly put myself first and truly think, okay, is this a good idea for my body? I need to get comfier. Okay. Which is not to say that we don't ever do things for others. It's just, I feel like I've got better at saying no. Number 4 is being more understanding of others, and we have a lot more compassion and we have a lot more empathy. Empathy, I don't think, is something that I've ever struggled with, or compassion, but I do think that it has helped me understand better what I can do for other people when they're in pain, if that makes sense. Whereas before, I would have done things in a certain way because that's what I thought was the best solution or the best way to help someone. Now that I'm actually in pain all the time, I actually understand it better, and I know how frustrating it is when somebody is in pain. Even though I knew before, but it's a different kind of compassion where you are also feeling the same thing that person is feeling right now, and so you understand it a little bit better. Honestly, I think it's a great thing that I've learned this and that I understand people's pain better. I think that makes me a better person, and that it helps me help people better. Number 5 is slowing down and actually enjoying the little things. And again, actually is a very important word in this sentence, because we also have this idea that we, enjoy the little things of life and we have to slow down and stuff, but we don't actually do it until our health forces us to. And for me, this was something that was very, very hard to come to terms with at first, was slowing down. And I probably prolonged a lot of my flares a lot longer than they had to be because I couldn't slow down. I would only stop and slow down when my body literally could not go any further. But I've learned since to slow down, to say no to things more, and to enjoy the small things that I have and that slowing down has made possible. Next is getting to know yourself better. This is something that normally happens with age. People go through, trials and struggles and drama and things that happen, and everybody has stuff happen to them throughout their life. Going over these hurdles and struggling through these things is how you get to truly know yourself, and that's how you learn, about yourself and about life. For us, when we're sick, I think it's like an intensive course in getting to know yourself. Often when you're very sick and you have to be in bed or in the sofa and you have to spend a lot of downtime resting, you spend a lot of time with yourself and you spend a lot of time with your own thoughts. Being sick sort of speeds up this process of getting to know yourself, which is really hard. And it is really it's really challenging to go through that, but because you're forced into something that you don't want to do necessarily. But I think that because we don't really have a choice and we have to just get on with it, we do learn about ourselves a lot. And I think that makes us better people, and it makes us get to know ourselves better. And we really have to overcome challenges because we don't have a choice. I think that when you don't have a choice, really good things happen, because you prove to yourself that you can do anything. The next point is getting to know people around you and just people better in general. So what I mean by this is not only that I get to know the people around me, what are they made of and how they react. Because being really sick when you're young is a really traumatic and really challenging thing. And it really tests everybody who is exposed to you and who is around you. I realized that a lot of people didn't even wish me well. A lot of people didn't even take 2 minutes of their day to say, I hope you feel better soon, to wish me well, A lot of these people who I thought were my friends sort of gave up and never really spoke to me again, which is really harsh and really hard to go through. But also, I figured out that the people that I had around me, my family, my sister, my boyfriend, these people who are my family, they are there for me, more than I even dreamed was possible. Everybody around me was worth keeping around me. It's a challenge, but you do get to know people around you and you really learn what people are made of and if they're trustworthy or not. The next thing that I'm really happy happened is that I got the chance to get to know a community and actually be part of a community that I had no idea even existed. And not only do I have a better understanding of other people's struggles and what this community goes through, and in this community I include everybody with a disability, with a chronic illness, with an invisible illness, with anything that is a health challenge. I got to learn about other people's disabilities and conditions, and I got to learn so much about that and to be part of a community like I had never felt before. I've never actually felt like I was part of a community in the sense that people wanted to talk to me as well, and that there was an actual exchange and I was part of it, I had never felt like that before, and it's something that I'm so happy that happened, came from this, because feeling like you're part of a community is just a great feeling, It's I matter, I am important, and I have something to say. I didn't used to think that I had something to say, and now I do, and I think that's a great thing. Point number 9 is that being sick made me face my demons. And by demons, I mean, my insecurities or my things that I had anxiety about that maybe I shouldn't have. It just made me face a lot of things that I was scared to face before. Being sick made me sort of realize that my worthiness and my value doesn't come from, or shouldn't come from, other people and from a financial standpoint or a how good you are at something standpoint. I also have value, and I also have worth, and I also am important to society. Just by being me, just by existing. Not seeking value from others and finding it in myself, and becoming more confident, it's something that's really come from being sick. I realized a lot of those things were so unimportant and were so like, why am I even worried about this? So I think it helped me become more confident. It helped me feel more worthy and more valuable and more like I have something to say and I am important and I am going to share what I think. The thing that I want to end on, a great thing that also came from Fibro, is this channel. I definitely think that being sick really pushed me to do this. I didn't want to fail. And when I got sick, I realized that it didn't really matter if I failed because it's not what it's about. It helped me find my voice. My new mindset was, I have nothing to lose. I realized that the reasons why you do it are very important as well. All I wanted with YouTube was to make people like me feel less alone. And I thought I wanted to do something fresh. I wanted to do something more like me. And I thought, if one person watches my video and feels better, I've done something amazing. And then I realized that doing these videos and talking about my condition and like talking to other people who have it is really good for me psychologically. It's like a really good outlet, and it's a really good way for me to feel more in control of my condition, and it just really helps me. It helps me cope. And I don't know, that's it. I'm really grateful and I'm really happy that this happened, and it really pushed me to do something new and something challenging, and I've learned so much throughout this year. Even though there's a lot to learn still and there's still a lot of uncertainty in my future, every day I feel a bit more capable and I feel a bit better, and I am, I'm getting there. That's it. That's all I have to say. I've already talked for too long probably. I really want you guys to tell me like at least one good thing that Fibro has brought you. Something that happened through you having Fibro that is good. Let me know, because I really, really want to know, and I don't want people to feel alone, and I don't want people to feel like sad, and it's really easy too because already everything is playing against us, and I want us to fight back, and I want us to like be happy and be positive and like try our best to just like not let it get us down. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that if you didn't think that anything good came from Fibro, that maybe it's helped you reassess that. If you did, don't forget to leave it a like, and like I said, a comment, because I really want to know the good things that came to you. If you would like to, you can consider subscribing to my channel. That would make my day. It would make me so happy. That's it, and that's all I have to say. I've said more than I've had to say actually. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!